Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Kind of a cool graphic. I was just wondering if it looked good on black. And yes, it does. So what we have going on here is some interactive fill tool and some shadowing to make these look like cones that are more pronounced than the other ones. Really pretty easy to draw. Whenever you see something like that, you can see it's a bitmap type effect or a shadow. We're going to take an ellipse, and I'm going to hit P, and I'm going to take a 2-point line, and I'm going to hit P, and I'm going to Control D, and I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees, and then Control D. I must have hit Control something else. So we need all 8 shapes, but we really don't. We only need 2 shapes. And so we're just going to fill in, I had white, fill in these 2 shapes. But then I'm going to nudge them out of the way. And I'm just going to get rid of this. Then I'm going to put this back, and I'm going to Control D, and I'm going to rotate it. When I get on that, rotate it at negative 22.5, because I want this one top dead center, and I also want the other one top dead center, so I can rotate it in a minute. But I'm going to take both these, and I'm going to left click, right click. And there's several ways to put these lines. So we're going to use the 3-point curve line, and we're going to go from about there to there, try to make it even and put a little curve to it. You know, I'm pretty far off. You know what, maybe the best thing to do would be to take an indexing line and put it about there. That gives you something to shoot for. Because we're going to use the blend tool anyway, but I want the first one to be pretty good. So I'm going to hold down the control button to get it kind of a perfect curve. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to hold Control D and make a duplicate while holding down the control button. And then I'm going to shift select the other line. I'm going to go to Effects and Blend. I'm just going to blend 4 times. Now, I could do a lot with this, but I find it easier to just take your Smart Fill tool and fill these in. And this way you're making okay, if you see what happened right there, I did not nudge it out of the way enough, so that little white clip right here did not get filled in. So we're just backing up. And well, I'm going to set my nudge factor on something higher, like 8 inches. Then I'm going to take my Smart Fill tool and move it over. And what I'm doing, I'm creating new objects. So we can actually get rid of this now. Well, you know what? I don't want to. I want our shape. But I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to grab all these and put them back. And then I'm going to left click, right click. But I want basically my outline. And I'm going to group this together, Control G. Now what I want to do is, probably the easiest thing is rotate this guy. You know what? No, don't rotate it yet. I'm going to rotate this guy a negative, well, minus 22.5. Well, I guess it should have been minus 45. Nope, I was already too far. Let me set it back to where it was. So I'm going to go plus 45 degrees. Okay, there's 360. I'm going to go negative 45 degrees. And then negative 22.5. Well, what I want is it standing up on that other part. And I don't think I'm in the center of the page yet, so I'm just going to take this one, and I'm going to make sure this one is, I'm going to make it red. And we can take this one and move it over with this node. And I want to do just the opposite on the curvature lines. I think I didn't do this on the first one, but I think I'm going to go from there to there and put a little curve to it. I don't really want to go past the other line, but this is pretty easy when you got nodes, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, it doesn't, nobody's going to judge it. I mean, the more perfect you can make it, the better. And if you notice, I got the other one all in red, but I'm still drawing in red. I should have changed my color of my drawing, but it doesn't matter because we're gonna move this out. I'm gonna leave that last one. Now, if we grab this, and see, there's our original, here's our new one. So, you know what? Yeah, that's good enough. I'm gonna go ahead and group that together. And this one's already grouped together. But I'm gonna rotate this guy from that point a negative 22.5. And then on this one, I'm going to rotate it from that point just 22.5. And I can very easily move these over and have them match up. And you can see what I did. I got opposite. Well, I really need another line there. But on this, well, we're going to have to. The only thing bad, it won't match up with this side most likely, because I should have done it when I had it. So that might not match up with this side when it comes around. We can redo it or test it, whatever you want to do. Now, I'm going to use the smart, well, first of all, on this one, I don't really have much room, but I'm going to go ahead and put another curve line on top. And this, I'm just going to eyeball. All I'm doing is making a little bit bigger line. And then that kind of diplomats that I'm going to fill in this one with red. So I don't want to fill in, the next one's going to be white. So I'm going to go red, red, red. Then on this one, I'm going to go red, 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 red. Now we really need white for this to work. So I'm going to bring in I'm going to say a yellow background so we can still see our line. And I'm going to grab the white. And I'm going to fill in that, and that. Okay, now the red, we need to put a little pizzazz on, or interactive fill tool. And I really want it to be top dead center. So I'm going to group this together for a second. Control G, Control D. I don't want that. I grouped it together. So I'm going to move the rotation to here. And I'm going to rotate it a 22.5. I just like working with this top dead center. And then I'm going to take my red, or the whole thing, and I've got to ungroup it. I'm going to go and ungroup all. I'm going to get that red. I'm going to get the interactive fill tool. I'm going to swipe across it, and I'm going to put red at both sides. And then I'm going to get back to the interactive fill tool, and I'm going to put a white in the middle. And then this is where you can kind of play around at how thick you want that line. You know, I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker than I did last time. And then you can't get it perfect, but if you use your attribute eyedropper, take a sample and get these red. See how they kind of get off balance for some reason? So you can fix that and move that. It's just because a big spot's going in a smaller spot. That's pretty close. Now, ironically, I got to group it again, Control G, and then rotate it a negative 45, I believe, to get that one top dead center. And I'm not going to do anything with that red one on top. But once again, I've got to go to group, and I'm going to go and ungroup all. Then when I grab this red, You know what? I wonder if we do the bottom one first, if it'll make a difference. I don't think it will. And then put a little white in the middle. And just a little bit more red. Make this line a little thinner, but now let's take the attribute eyedropper, which is underneath your color eyedropper, and take a sample. See, it's still off. You know, it's just because what we're doing, you know, a lot of that is in handle. And you know what? Big deal if it's not perfect. But to make the effect, you kind of need it like that. Now, I'm not going to put the shadowing yet. I'm going to take all this and I'm going to, no, I don't want a line. I really want a line around here though. So this is broken apart. I wonder if I can grab that and put a, yeah, there we go. Make that line a little thicker. There we go. Even though it's putting a line down there, it doesn't really matter. Now, here's the magic, I call it. Control G to group it. Let's make our yellow box bigger. And let's Control D, double click on the X and move it to that node. Now we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. Now it looks pretty good, but it doesn't look worth a flip yet. Control G and hit P. Let me get rid of my indexing lines. Now I'm going to take a 2-point line, and this is pretty neat. I couldn't figure out how I was going to put a shadow, but this worked out perfect. And I'm going to make it like 12 points, make it black. You know what? I'm going to make it even like 24 points to see what happened. Then go to Effects, Blur, and Gaussian Blur. Look at that. Let's put a little bit less. Look at that. It makes it look like there's a shadow between them. Control D, alternate C, because we're in the center. Now see how dark it got? But now we're going to rotate it 45 degrees. And see, then when you Control D, it doubles up. And surprisingly how quick it does that. Now, I mean, there's a lot more you could do with this. You know, I could do a little pizzazz to that. But now that we got all our color, let's put a black background on it. And it'll really make it pop out. Look at that. They look like ice cream cone holders stacked on top of each other and then colored. See, I think a little bit more, I made the line thicker on this one, so I get a little bit more of a shadow. You know, at first I was going to try to use the interactive fill tool, but that was so easy. I hope that gave you an idea or two, and thank you for watching.